Okay. Oh man. So we finally moved on. It was so hard trying to get off of Final Fantasy 11, and man, the audio was really loud. Okay, I think that's better. For some reason, I think that's because we were playing Minecraft. I was playing Minecraft with my kids and I had the audio. The weird thing about the controls in this game, takes a minute for it to like register. Okay, I'm hoping we can just use a standard scene. Nothing special. And Va, I kind of want your opinion on some of this game. Now, I haven't played Zodiac Age, so I have no idea what they've added in this. As it goes, water shading. That's good. I think everything is already cool. Subtitles on, screen shake. I don't think we need that. Oh, there's vibrating function, sure. Speed mode multiplier. Set multiplier for speed mode config. I don't know what that means. Oh, cool. You can change the language. Oh, we can do. Oh, original reorchestrator OST. I'm going to do reorchestrator because I haven't heard of this version of it. Oh my god, I hope that didn't just cancel everything I did. Okay, that's good. New game plus, new game minus. In this, there is no use for experience points. Oh, that must be like a just go through for the story. That's cool. So you got a new game plus, you've got a just go through the story and standard. Neat. All right. We're moving along with the marathon. Do not know why I have a very big black bar down here. I hope it's not all like this. Very weird. It might be because of what my screen resolution is. The Vera will probably look, or Vera, the bunny race may look a lot different than what you see in 14. Yes, this is Star Wars, but Final Fantasy.
And in the presence of these holy relics, I hereby pronounce you man and wife from this time forth. May the blessings of the gods light your path for all eternity.
Yeah,
Far off.
they are very different, but it was still good. But yes, this game is very much. I think the meme has always been, even since it came out, that this is Final Fantasy Star Wars. It's very political and stuff.
If following this, Arcadia should launch an attack by both land and air, our kingdom will stand little.
But so is Final Fantasy Tactics. Final Fantasy Tactics is all politics and religion. Oh, Boba Chat.
I know not.
Welcome everybody from Boba Chat stream. We're just starting Final Fantasy 12.
It is only a matter of time before they reach the borders of Dalmasca.
By the way, it's Now Wednesday morning,
to halt their advance.
Wednesday.
Secure Albino with all haste.
I will go.
And I will go at his side.
Thanks for the raid. We're going to be a little quiet so we can get the opening of this cutscene. This is just the start. It's Wednesday now. It is 3 a.m. on the East Coast on Wednesday. You guys go check out Boba Chat. I'm with Kendra. It's Thursday.
Galtea, stand watch over your life.
That I be considered worthy.
We just finished 11. Like, I finished 11 last night. We got ranked 10 on Home Nation and finished Rise of Zillar and stepped foot into Whitegate for Treasures of Artagon. That's where we kind of left off. I could spend way too much time in Final Fantasy 11. We had to move on. You can't read Roman numerals. Well, you're just in time for Star Wars Final Fantasy. How was your stream, Bobo? Was it Visage? Yeah. Did that scare you? I always thought Bobo was just feeling chat, not actually reading it. And Violet, you may recognize some of the voice acting in this. We were going to start earlier, but I started playing Minecraft with my kids and we ended up playing for 4 hours. I wasn't expecting to play Minecraft for that long.
The paling's fallen. Then it's over. For my father. For my father! Lord Rasler!
There must be some really good arrows to pierce body armor. It's just full plate armor. Arrow, find and pierce it. There's more Dragon Age voice actors, then I probably will. Stop playing Visage and started speedrunning Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Well. It was only crafted gear, not augmented. I think they cleaned up this CG. This looks a lot better than the original.
Blessings of the Great Father descend and guide your bodies return to the earth.
Oh shit, I forgot to get the collector's edition.
Great Father, guide your spirits return to the Mother of all. There you shall find peace. Pharaoh.
The death of Lord Rasla Heos Nabradia was but one of many tragedies to befall the Kingdom of Dalmasca. The air of hope that had surrounded Her Royal Highness Princess Asha's wedding was now quite lost. Dalmasca had been set adrift at the mercy of history's restless tides. At this time,
think this sucker
two
is.
great empires
I
struggled
got
for
two of
dominion
them.
over Ivalice. Arcadia in the east, Rosaria the west. The invasion of the Kingdom of Nabradia was Arcadia's first step in its westward march. With Lord Rasla's beloved homeland consumed by the hellfires of war, it seemed clear that Arcadia would soon mete out a like fate to Dalmasca. The fall of the fortress at Nalbina told the destruction of the greater part of Dalmasca's
I read
forces.
two Balthier books. Apparently, we have an Ash book.
A counterattack was mounted by the order of the Knights of Dalmasca, ever brave and faithful. But against the martial might of the Arcadian armies, they stood little chance of victory. Indeed, their defeat was to be absolute.
Dude.
Soon thereafter, Arcadia came forward, offering terms of peace, or, as one might rather put it, terms of Dalmasca's surrender. Lord Ramenas, King of Dalmasca, and my dear friend, had no choice but to accept these terms. It was, thus, only with reluctance that he set out for Nalbina Fortress.
This
Now
strategy guy
under
is
Arcadian
huge.
Occupation, to affix his seal to the Emperor's Treaty of Peace.
You should be super lurking while you work on patches. I'm excited to start working on Endwalker soon. Oh man, it's good.
And not a moment too soon, for a terrible revelation awaited them.
So, for those
The
that
treaty would be signed with steel
when they're done talking,
and
I'll
writ in
bring it up.
royal blood.
You there? Can you hear me?
It's as I feared. They're slowing us down.
Do not say that. Not all of us are here for love of battle. He fights to defend his homeland. Your name?
Rex, sir. My name's Rex.
Good. Rex. You bore a few cuts, but you are still whole. Well, can you stand?
For those of you that's played 14 and did the Alliance raids in Stormblood,
Sir.
How old
this
are
is
you,
the
Rex?
areas.
17, sir.
Young. Family?
My brother is all I have left, sir. He's 2 years younger than I, living in Rabanastre.
Still need to play OG Tech. So good.
So young.
We're gonna be doing it too.
You're barely old enough to be a man. You shouldn't be forced to wield a sword.
No, sir. I want to fight. For my homeland. And for my parents.
It's time, Bosch. Save the discussion for later. We must reach the king before they act, or all our efforts will be in vain.
I'm aware of the situation.
We found them! Over there!
Bossler, go ahead. I will handle this rabble.
Godspeed.
Okay. So Final Fantasy 12 is technically one of the world of Final Fantasy 12 is I think the most expanded on Final Fantasy world. For those that don't know, the world of 12 is the same world as Final Fantasy Tactics,
Steady, Rex.
Tactics Advance,
Keep your wits about you. You'll make it.
Revenant Wings,
We move.
Vagrant Story. It's one of their they've made comments about it is that the world of Ivalice is probably one of their most favorite worlds, and they've constantly expanded on it. There's tons of lore behind it. There's tons of history, and it's the world of Ivalice is really cool, but it's got tons of politics in it. If you ever get to play Final Fantasy Tactics, the whole game is like a political and religious like holy war kind of thing, and a lot of the story takes place of just the political struggle. Even this game has a lot to do with that as well. Oh shit. It's a useful way to spawn Imperials. Go and give it a try. If my controller adjusting, oh, it won't let me move. Okay. Use L to move, Rex. Oh, we're breaking the third wall. You can walk, yes. Come before me. Do you see the marker above my head? That's the talk icon. You can talk to any character showing one of these. To talk to someone, approach them and press the B button. Do you see the marker above my head? Yeah, it's a smiley face. Just like in real life. Oh, so what I was trying to show off is I have 2 of the original strategy guides. I just pulled out one. This is the Brady Game strategy guide. I actually have Final Fantasy 13's strategy guide too. But look how thick this motherfucker is. Ugh. And anyway, I was collecting them at one. I was gonna collect them. It comes with an art book and everything. I don't know if I'm gonna get to use it, but I'm gonna have it out just in case because I think it would be cool. Approach the Damascan by the gate and press B to talk to him. All right. Life is worth too much to throw away, Rex. Do what you can, but don't try to be a hero. Save the hero stories for your brother once you're back in Rabanastre. Just listen to the captain and we'll get through this. We'll enter the fortress through this gate. We must go. And since we were doing the opening scene, guys from my channel, please be sure to check out Boba Chat. Boba Chat is the leader of the stream team. They were just playing, I guess, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles speedrun, as well as Visage. They're a wonderful person. Raise money for charities. They're just all around cool, and you should go check them out and give them all your love and attention. It's definitely worth it. For some reason that is not going up. Fix that later. And welcome everybody from Boba Chat stream. We had just started the game. That's why I tried not to talk too much over all the cutscenes. Yeah. Welcome and thanks for being here. See the marker above your head? That's called an action icon. One of these will appear when you approach a door. You switch an item. To learn more about this, walk closer and press B. I love how it's like, go push buttons. It is time we will drive back the Imperials. Standing between us and the King Dalmascus' future. Hangs into the balance. Stay focused on the foes before you, Rex. I'll push the button too soon. Something renewed or reward or I don't know. Missed it. You can open the party menu by pressing Y. From the party menu, you can examine your equipment and inventory. That red line is a hostile target line. Take heed, you're beginning to target. When a foe targets you, this line is red, and when you target a foe, the line is blue. If you see a red line, look for your foes at once. If they are not readily apparent, use R to look around. When you found them, press B in the battle menu. Once you select attack, all right, I'm not going to read this until it's a story. So this is their first attempt at a more interactive combat system. Before this, we were playing Final Fantasy X, which was still very much a turn-based game. This is the first free roam, and there's a so you're gonna see Square's first attempt at a free roam JRPG. They may have done it with other games, but the first Final Fantasy free roam. Because 11 was an MMO, and then before that was 10 and 10-2. Isn't this a weird system? Bonch is a badass.
Lion, this is Sunbury. My engines are hit.
Yeah.
She'll not hold much longer.
Bonch is just like, no, I'm done. You guys are taking too long.
You've late to retire. Well fought.
My thanks, Antlion. Sunbury disengaging.
Johnsy, you've played this, haven't you? You played this, but you haven't played Tactics, right? There is no simple way through this fortress. The minimap on the top right of your screen may not be enough to gain your bearings. Should you lose your way, consult your location map with that button. This will bring up the map and the fortress we gave you before we set out. Fortress, what? If you still find yourself at a loss, pressing LS will allow you to view the location map. As you move, navigate your way through it as you see fit. Well, I'm actually really looking forward to it. I haven't played this game in a long time. Like since launch. That's the last time I played it. Because I got it day one release and played the shit out of it. Because I loved it so much compared to 10 and 10-2.
Of death far too many times for him to stop now. Men like him don't die in places like this. We must make haste to reach the king.
You ought to just get an emulator, Johnsy, and play it. It's definitely worth it.
Agree to an unconditional surrender.
And it's long, so
They wouldn't dare touch him until the wax on his seal is dry.
But if we arrive after he signed the treaty,
Wait.
you can even get the PSP version. I would hope that they, now that they're re-releasing Tactics event, like since they're re-releasing Crisis Core, I hope that they release the PSP version of Tactics on PC. That would be amazing. So they might. I mean, Final Fantasy's, their stuff is coming. I mean, that's a good way to make more money because Tactics is hailed as one of the best games. I don't know. I don't think there's anything bonus we can get in here. We can consult the Brady Game strategy guide. Let's see. Where does this start? The walkthrough. Does Brady Games even still make strategy guides? Is that even still a thing? No, it's just, there's nothing extra here. Yeah, so true. I've heard nothing but good things about Tactics for so long. Like Final Fantasy IX, everyone that plays it loves it. Final Fantasy IX, I think, is the current rumored remake, but nobody saw Crisis Core coming. I mean, it makes sense for Crisis Core given 7 remake and all that, all the hype that's around it. There are several enemy soldiers beyond this point. However, Rex, there is no need to destroy them all. Sometimes it's necessary to escape. The RT command allow you to abandon a fight with an enemy and run away. And what's this one? I forgot none of this matters. Oop. I love how they don't follow you up the save point. Save crystal. So what's different about Zodiac Age from the original? Is it just like enhanced graphics and audio? I was under the impression they've added new stuff too.
Intruders!
Fancy tutorial section. I mean, like I said, this is the first
We have little time. You must go to the king.
action-based,
I'll
turn-based
handle these.
system.
Fight well.
Ooh. I love how that door opened. So clunky. Oh, okay. So it's a remaster essentially, and they called it Zodiac.
Your Majesty. Captain, why? Our king, what have you done?
The king intended all along to sell Damaska to the Empire. His Majesty was a traitor.
Captain,
Seize the insurgent.
Hello!
Well, so much for peaceful negotiations.
We'll never surrender to you. We are not cattle to be sold by a traitor king.
But the war is over, my dear Captain. You have lost. Dalmasca is the property of the Empire now. And think, we intended to let you keep some of your sovereignty, out of respect. But now you've gone and ruined that. Haven't you, Captain?
We will never bow to you.
And the people of Dalmasca will hate you for it. Take the captain away.
Off you go.
Vaughn.
So if anybody didn't recognize Vossel at the beginning, voice actor, that was Nolan North.
Pretenses of peace left by the wayside, the Arcadian forces resumed their advance toward Rabanasta. Dalmasca's doom had been decided. To make resistance would serve no end. With this foremost in my thoughts, I to the people of Dalmasca. Sons and daughters of Dalmasca, I bid you lay down your arms.
Yep.
Raise songs
The
of prayer
the
in their
voice
stead.
acting is like super good in this one as opposed to the last voice acted games.
A man devoted wholly to peace.
You're gonna see like a drastic
Prayer,
shift
too,
in
for
voice
the noble
acting.
Princess Ash, who, wrought with grief at her kingdom's defeat, has taken her own life.
Think of the narration's better.
Know also that Captain Bosch von Ronsenberg, for incitement of sedition and the assassination of His Royal Majesty King Ramenas, has been found guilty of high treason and put to his death. They who at this late hour choose still the sword are cut of the same cloth as the captain. Traitors who would lead Dalmasca to her ruin. Dalmasca's surrender without terms was soon to follow.
This is like, this game is why I was kind of upset that they took, like, since they put Dalmasca and Rabanastre and Ivalice in 14, I was so sad that it got so limited to just the alliance rates. They kind of expanded more with Boja, but they got cut short because of COVID. So there's so much that didn't get to happen with the storyline.
I know. Just a little more. You keep an eye out for me up there, Kites.
All right.
1, 2,
Welcome.
3 more. All right. Time to clean
This
house.
is one of the characters. Vaughn is one of the characters everybody hates. I don't mind him that much. I don't think he's that bad. He's just a naive kid. I love his brother though. I kind of wish we got to keep Rex. Like, so if we could switch and have Rex and let Vaughn die, that would be sweet. Dude, actual lost potential was those storyline areas. Did you ever finish the notes section? I did not. I knew what had happened though. I got told that they pretty much couldn't finish it. That's why, like, the ending of Boja feels very cut off and you have to read a note to even finish it. So I did read those last notes, but I didn't read all of them.
Hey, it's good practice for the desert. I'm ready for anything now. That's enough for today. You should get back to Miguel's place, Kites. Aren't you running errands for him?
Oops, totally forgot. You should come, Vaughn. He's busy today. Might have some work for you to do too.
I've got other, work to do. Hey, lock this place up for me, will you? If Miguel finds out we've been down here, he'll tan our hides.
As much as people dislike Vaughn, his voice acting is still miles better than Titus. Like, the voice actor did a good job. Whether you like the character or not, he did a good job. It's very believable. Like, it feels the role. It doesn't feel like how Titus looked like. It felt like he was just reading a sheet of paper.
Huh? What'd you say?
Sir, you haven't paid, and I... What? Haven't paid?
Haven't paid?
Sir, take it. It's a gift.
Leave the poor sod be. We don't want trouble today.
Your luck, peddler.
Val, you may even recognize some of the extra voice actors too, because a lot of the extra voice acting is in tons of games.
My pouch! It's gone!
The boy! Get out the way! Oh!
Also, this game has an amazing fucking soundtrack. Yeah, like, it sucks so much that building towards, like, saving Dalmasca and liberation, right? And just have, haha, we already did it. By the way, there's a note that offhandedly mentions it. Yep.
Hey, that's mine.
What do you mean, yours? You've been stealing again. What happens if they catch you?
I'm not sure why everybody hates Pinello more than anyone.
You're no good to anyone if you're locked away
I think
in
it's
a
just because he's
dungeon.
naggy.
What? Am I the leader now? We're orphans.
You recognize
First thing you learn
Logane?
is you gotta watch out for yourself. Come on, Pinello. You know it as well as I do. Hey, you give that back. What do you think you're doing?
I thought that this money was the people of Dalmasca's property. The Imperials stole it from us, so it's only fair that we take it back. It's our duty as Dalmascans. Well, wasn't that what you said?
Yeah, but I never said anything about taking it back from me.
This is for that bread you took the other day. Just because I help Miguelo out every now and then, it doesn't mean that you get to eat for free too, you know.
I know that. You think I like living like this?
Vaughn's face has always bothered me for some reason. Like his face looks like a mouse or something. It's
I'll fly an
weird.
airship of my own. I'll be a sky pirate.
And then like the shadowing under his chin looks like they're trying to give him facial hair.
Well, be careful. You'll never fly anything if you're rotting in a dungeon. Oh, Miguelo had some errands that need doing. He wanted you to drop by his place. It might be a good idea to lend a hand.
Yes, so we are taking votes for what race I'm going to be playing in Final Fantasy 14. So you can only vote if you have a working Google account. You can vote as many times as you have a Google account. The reason why we do it this way is because if I did it a straw poll, a lot of people just find ways to vote multiple times. This way you at least have to have a registered Google account, and it's all done through Google spreadsheets or something like that. This is how we did the Final Fantasy 11 list, and it seemed to work out really good. So be sure to vote. My kids voted, Violet voted, I voted. We've already dropped it on the Discord, but y'all be sure to vote. We'll be running that all the way up until we start Final Fantasy 14. So have fun. All right, location on your map bears the map showing your destination. Consult with the map when you are unsure where to go. World map has been added to party. This is like the first game that like really felt alive too. You getting into trouble with the Imperials again, Vaughn? Well, try to be careful. If not for your own sake, then the Miguelo and Pinello, okay? There sure are a lot of Imperials out today. I think they're so great, but I hate them. Hey, mister, you want to hear about the history of Rabanastre? It'll cost you, it won't cost you much, huh? I gotta eat too, you know. 1 gil ought to do it, sure. Okay, so 2 years back, Rabanastre lost the war with the Empire. That's when all the guards came and made us live under the city. The Empire has one person who runs the city and everything. He's called the Council. The new council's coming today. That's why there's so many guards. Kind of short, huh? Don't worry. I'll try and find some new things to add next time. We can cut the tension with a knife out here. On the streets today, guards are at every corner and I can hardly stand it. If anyone asks, I said nothing. Nothing, understood? I was just down at Miguelo's Sundries. That Miguelo coming and going, so wait. That Miguelo's coming and going, so I'm half afraid he's gonna wear the door off its hinges. I'm not gonna read everything that everybody says. These doors are locked. I don't think I can go in. Not a lot we can do at the beginning. We can just see where the shops are. The whole point is the city's kind of under a lot of guards because of a new prime minister type deal.
In the morning, perhaps he ran into some trouble on the desert. Now I've no foodstuffs to prepare for the banquet tonight.
So you want me to find this courier? Hey, no problem.
No problem. The desert teems with trouble. I'd be sending you to early grave, my boy. No, I've arranged for some replacement goods from Tomage over at the Sandsea.
So you want me to go to the tavern to pick him up?
Actually, I asked Kites to do that. Wouldn't you know he's gone missing on me, too. I can't leave my shop, and I've Pinello on another chore at the moment, you see. What I want you to do is run over to the Sandsea and fetch Kites back. What do you say?
Sounds wild.
It's easy work, and you'll thank me for it someday.
This game has such a beautiful charm to it. And I think the soundtrack really elevates the whole thing. What button was it for the map? Like here we go. It's almost like that, you know, kind of whimsical. I don't know how to even state it.
There you are, Kites. Stop loafing around.
Look, Vaughn, look! This is it! This is why Miguelo's courier didn't get here on time.
Creature spotted in the Ester Sand. What is that thing?
Ah, Vaughn. Miguelo sent you too, did he? He's a busy man these days, that Miguelo, if I dare say so myself. I don't envy him the work, though. Not a bit. Quite the affair throwing a banquet to welcome the Imperials, eh?
Welcoming? We should be... whatever. Say, Tomaj, what's this?
Nah, don't remind me. Got some nastiness out there in the Ester Sand. What's stopping our couriers? And that means shortages all around. Thought I'd put up a bill, offer a reward to anyone who can knock that nasty back in its place.
Now that's work. Sounds 10 times better than running errands for Miguelo.
That's right. Vaughn, you should give it a shot.
And you should be getting back to Miguelo. Now, Kites. He was waiting for you.
Oh, right.
So Kites is like, what, 9, 10? So I think Vaughn's like 14, like 13 or 14. I think I can look it up in this guide to find out how old he is. But so here's how it works. People post bills here on the notice board where they have a monster they need taken care of. Headhunters track people, right? Well, hunters track monsters. The monster you're hunting is called your mark. This is where the mark system from Final Fantasy XIV came from, by the way. Here's the bill I posted for the Rogue Tomato, the mark I petitioned to have hunted. Do you want to hear all the details? Yeah. Let's start with the 17 hunts. You can, let's see. You can't just take a look at the board, then go running off to hunt the mark. You'll miss out on the bounty. You got to talk to the person who posted the bill, the petitioner first. Let him know you're going on the hunt. So take this Rogue Tomato bill, for example, I posted. And so I'm the petitioner. You have to come talk to me. Let's call it that step done, okay? Once your agreement's in place, the petitioner will tell you how to find the mark. Then you hunt it, report back, and claim the bounty. Oh, and I'll give you something to help keep track of your hunts. A clan primer. Use it to refresh your memory about hunts you've accepted. Go ahead and take this. While you're at it, just a little something to commemorate your first hunt. Looks like you can't even equip that yet. You know, you don't have the license for it. Think of licenses at a milepost, marking your progress as your combat skills improved. Swords, bows, black magics, and white magics, none of it does you a lick of good until you have the license to use it. Same goes for the armlet. See, now here's another interesting thing about the system in this game. The Zodiac board, I guess is what it's called. I like this more than I like the sphere grid. I don't remember, like, I don't know why I liked it better, but for some reason I enjoyed this system more than the sphere grid. Tomaj, how can I equip this great treasure you bestowed upon me? You ask? Easy. Learn by doing. Let's give it a try. And like, you can only unlock armor that you can actually wear based on this board too. So you can't just like stroll in as a thief and have plate armor. You have to like level to the point that you can unlock it. What's up, Ditsy? I'd say you're ready to hunt that mark for me. Oh, you'll be needing this to leave the city. Just show it to the watch at the gate. You obtained at the transit. The east gate's the one you'll want to head out. Once you've taken care of that mark for me, let me know. Your work won't go unwarranted. The Rogue Tomato. Try equipping the armlet. Use the license command in the party menu to obtain accessory 1 license. Then use the equip command to equip it. All right, so you must choose the license board in order to obtain license. There are 12 boards, each allowing you to develop a character with unique abilities. Once you enter the clan hall, you can change boards here. So this is different. So this must be changed from what it was originally. to the Zodiac board, because this looks a lot different than I remember it. We are not a white mage. We are spears, guns, maces, swords, crossbows. Where's daggers? There it is. Because Don's a thief. Use first aid, heal critical ally. So we were given an armlet, right? Yeah. So yeah. So this is what seems to me. I think they just changed the over menu there. I could be wrong too. It's been a while. But I can't equip the arm. That's just the view mode. There we go. I had to back out. Okay. All right. Said the east exit, right? So you were pretty critical of the voice acting. What do you think so far? Just the little snippet you've heard of voice acting so far. You've heard like the background voice acting. You've heard the main voice acting. It's like to me, it's a huge leap from 10-2. 10-2 would have been the last voice acting game they did.
You there, let's see some papers, boy. No public passage on account of the Lord Consul's parade.
Oh, gee, that's too bad. You see, it just so happens that your provisioner for the fete tonight, he sent me to pick up a few choice morsels for the Consul's dining pleasure.
Definitely better than the other ones.
I got the writ of transit right here. You see? Signed, Magello.
The funny thing is this game takes a step back going to 14 if you remember A Realm Reborn voice acting minus a couple. But Fenris is in 14 as well.
Move along, boy. Wouldn't do to keep the consul waiting. Right. Gates are closed after this.
Started vibrating. You'll already tell that this game will feel so much more open than Final Fantasy X did. It's still more on rails, but it's a lot more open feely. There's zones that you like really can run around in, and it's not more of a, it's not a super cut path like it felt like in 11 or sorry, in 10. All right, you're not what we're looking for. Actually, let's try to get some XP. I don't remember if like things drop or not. Yeah, it does. Nope. There's the tomato. the rogue tomato. It fleed. Do I have steel? Stole a pebble. Got it. You ever wondered if like the mandragora or whatever, the tomato and all that stuff, especially from like 14 and whatnot, if you could eat their heads or not? What's that mix you?
Never thought I'd see him growing out here. This will make a nice souvenir.
Yeah. It's a tomato head. Is its head a tomato? Or the ones that are an onion? Can I eat an onion? I think that T-Rex can eat my face. You like this game? You hate the fighting style? It's their first attempt. I've tried to like defend it a little bit because it's the first attempt at a more action-based, turn-based game. Because if you remember, the last game that they had was the dance thing for Final Fantasy X2. So this is their first real attempt, and I mean, they did a pretty decent job by 15. I personally enjoyed this one more than 13, or at least what I remember. It may be different when we go back and play it. This game, later in, when we get all the gambits and stuff, the game will play itself. You'll pretty much stop doing anything, and just the game will play itself because you can set everything up to just auto. No, they won't let me through. Nothing to do now but wait until the ceremony's over. I need to get in. Nice. Vaughn, I guess I'm not the only one who got locked out of the city. I told Penella about the market you were going after, and I guess I got her worrying. So the two of us headed out here to find you. As soon as I stepped out, the guards closed the gate and things got crazy. I haven't been able to find her since.
Stand back there. Back. This gate's closed until the ceremony's over. Do you hear?
Now what?
Open the gate. All right, out the way.
Wait a second. How come you let these chocobos through the gate and not us?
What of it? This here's a pedigreed parader, boy. Cost tens of thousands of gil, this one did. A prettier price than 100 of you provincials would fetch. Keep your distance. We don't want the chocobo sticking a peasant.
What'd you say?
Step aside.
God, the shading on the face. God, his face looks so weird.
Oh. That does it.
Oh, a fine chocobo you have there. Yes, cedar down stock if I'm not mistaken. Change the soil, change the chocobo, am I right? Yes, different soil means different bouquet too. Take a Dalmascan Moreau's wine, eh? It may lack the flavor and depth of some of your Arcadian wines, but it has a certain strength of character. It's not bad, really, once you get used to it. Care for some, sirs? There's more than enough for all to cool their throats, of course.
You let these carts through and closest gate is ordered. My mail's choked with this sand.
Don't give me a scare like that. You're lucky that ended where it did.
Right. Now's our chance to go through.
If only they added the big sphere UI like old Bacon story.
Ah, the ceremony will be starting soon. I'd best be hurrying.
You heard of Varric?
Okay, well. Vaughn, wait. What is it? Vaughn!
I'm telling you, honey, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? There's so many big names, or before they got really big, were voiced in this. People that took the voice acting much more serious. Hey, look, it's the bad guy. Or one of them. I'm quite sure even Varric wasn't this nasally, like a mile-long snout.
I give you your new consul, His Imperial Highness Lord Vane Solidor, Commandant of the Arcadian Empire's Western Arm... Your Excellency.
People of Rabanastre, is it with hatred you look upon your consul? With hatred you look upon the Empire?
Spit on your empire! Straight back to Arcadia!
There was little point in asking. But know this, I harbor no idle hopes of frustrating that hatred. Nor shall I ask your fealty. That is the due of your fallen king, and rightly so. King Ramanas loved his people, strove to bring you peace. His was a rule worthy of your devotion. Even now, he remains among you, protecting you. His ardor for the peace and weal of Dalmasca falters not. I would ask only that you do your king honor. Together let us embrace the peace His Majesty would surely desire. 2 years now divide us from war's bitter end, yet still its shadow looms over all, stifling the infant peace a pall only you may cast off. Achieve but this one thing, and your hatred of me and of the Empire will grieve me not. I will stand fast. I will endure your hatred, suffer your slings and arrows. I will defend Dalmasca. Here I will pay my debt. I swear it now. Though King Ramanas and Lady Ash be gone, they stand ever at the side of their people. In honoring peace, you do honor to their memory and to Dalmasca. What I ask plain. My hopes now rest with you.
Good speech.
Is Rabanastre to your liking, my lord? It is magnificent. Take this cathedral, for instance. Elegant, yet whimsical in its execution. A stunning example of Galtean architecture. I hope Lord Gramus might one day look upon it himself.
Oh, remember the last one? We're all like this.
The patron of this evening's banquet, may it please your excellency.
I am Miguelo, your highness. It is truly a profound honor to make the acquaintance of our future emperor, highness. The people of Rabanasta join me in welcoming you.
That's enough of highness. Though indeed I am our emperor's son, I am no prince. Arcadia's emperor is freely chosen by her people. I am but an elected official and nothing more.
I meant no disrespect.
Now that I think on it, I would not have you address me as Lord Consul, for that matter.
No?
Henceforth, I am a citizen of Rabanasta. Why don't you call me Vane?
I could not. That would not be right.
You are overly fond of formalities. I've just the remedy for that. Tonight you will join me, and we shall drink until you call me by name.
What kind of emperor's elected? This one.
How can he stand about to him like that?
Vaughn, you just do not get it, do you? He's not doing it because he wants to.
Lord Vane ever did.
You know what would happen if he didn't.
I know, it's just...
So, what would you do different?
I don't know. Well... I'd do something.
What? What's
Vaughn.
the something?
Vaughn, you haven't heard a single word I've said, have you?
Are you guys hearing double at all?
This place has changed so much. It's like it's not even Rabanasta anymore. Like the Empire is swallowing it whole.
Hey, Penelo, that fate tonight.
No?
You think
Okay.
they'll let us in?
Are you crazy? It's in the palace.
Making sure my
We don't
speakers
have
aren't too loud.
invitation, if you hadn't noticed.
So, how are we getting in?
As if I'd know. Why not ask Miguelo to get you in? Or go see old Dallin in Lowtown? Why the sudden interest, Vaughn?
I told you, I'm going to take back what's ours. Give back to Dalmasca. Come on, what do you think? If I find something, and it fetches a good price, how about I buy you all dinner?
Oh, please. You know as well as I do the first thing you'd buy is an airship. All hail Vaughn, sky part of Dalmasca. It's got a nice ring to it. Stay out of trouble.
An airship. I don't know. Maybe, but not through Miguelo. Time to pay old Dallin a visit.
You are now free to enter Lowtown and leave Rabanasta. I think the sparkling crystals gave it away. Where to go. Who are we talking to down here? We got a ways to go. Oh, just keep going straight. And here. Old Dallin. My dude.
Ah, if it isn't Von Ratsbane. Come for a tip on how to secure something bigger and in armor by the East Gate?
What? You already heard about that?
Wise I may not be, but well informed I am.
They'll get what's coming to them someday, believe me. But that's not why I'm here.
Do tell.
I want to know how to sneak into the palace. They've got to have some great stuff in there. Thought I'd partake.
Not one to mince words, are you, boy? The Empire protects all that's hers, and that means the palace and all the treasures inside.
That's why I'm gonna do it. To take back what's ours.
So our champion of the sewers aspires to noble action. Admirable. Perhaps I can help you. Ah, now that I think on it, there was a rumor. Yes, a secret passageway into the palace walls. A door and a magic stone that opens the way.
That's it. This is exactly why I came to talk to you first, Alan. So, where's this, magic stone?
Oh, I've had it for years, if I can remember where I've tucked it away.
So, Bun? Yeah. Little bunny. I've heard all that I need. So this crescent stone, can I have it? Then I can find the secret passage into the palace, right? Not much of a listener, are you? The crescent stone has lost its magics. Without the power of the without a sunstone, it will be of little use. Right. So where can I get one of these sunstones? You seek Giza Plains. Speak with the nomads there and you will find your sunstone. Leave the south gate and continue south. Their village is not far. There are like to be beasts on the plains, so be careful, my boy. You don't have to worry about me. I'll be back before you know it. Let's see. Giza Plains. Hang a right here, and I'm practically at the south gate. That'll be easy. Still need to go turn in the tomato quest. It's a different color because it teleports me. All right, I want to see if I can teleport and turn in that other quest. You don't have any teleport stones. Never mind. It don't let me. So we're going to a village, right? Hey, look. It's the bunnies from Eureka. Super cute rabbits, though. Don't run away.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to kill that. Feel kind of bad for killing a bunny.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys not like about the combat system in this? Just that you can move around? Because you could kind of do that in 13 and 15 as well. It's more of a, I guess, action style, but I mean, I don't think it bothers me much at all. Who do we talk to? Why, hey, hello. The weary traveler never passes the chance to restock his supplies. This child still work. Wait, the children still work even if they're in this heat. I guess I should try to follow their example. Maybe. You come here to see the dark crystal? Not everyone takes well to the heat of the Giza Plains. Ah, so it's the sunstone you seek. You've come to the right place. They can only be made here in Giza. They're quite valuable though, so we can't just go handing them out to just anyone who happens to wander through our camp. You see, we make and sell sunstones to earn money we needed to survive. Still, perhaps you can come to some kind of agreement. Would you hear my offer? Sure. The making of the sunstone is a chore we give to the children of our camp. They roam the plains, traveling from dark crystal to dark crystal, drawing the light from the crystals into the sunstone. One of these children, Jin, has not returned. He left carrying our supplies of shadestone. If you'll find Jin for me, I'll tell him to come back to camp. You may take one of the sunstone he's made. Some of the children said they might have seen him to the south of the camp. You may want to speak with them before you're leaving. Please find Jin and tell him you'd return at once.
Penelo, what are you doing here?
I could ask you the same, though the answer is pretty clear. No good.
What? I'm being good.
Is that right? So then you wouldn't mind if I, say, tagged along, would you?
Uh-oh.
Huh?
Oh, don't worry. Miguelo's busy with preparations for the fete up at the palace. Why, I'm free for the whole day. Well, let's get going.
Oh, I should talk to the kids. Guess what? I saw Jin off to the south part of the plains in the Crystal Glade. He was right by a small crystal. I asked if he wanted to come back to camp with me, but he said he still had some work to finish up. The Crystal Glade is to the south of our village. Just head out into the Giza Plains and plains and wind your way south. We take breaks in the glade since monsters seem to stay away from it. I was a little worried because Jin looked like he might have been hurt, but I was afraid to push him too hard to come back. Now I'm wondering if I did the right thing. And just go through here, right? Yvonne, let me give you these before you go. There's sort of monsters, or there are all sorts of monsters out there, so you can never be too careful. So far, you've been traveling by yourself, but now I'm here and we can travel as a party. You can give commands to allies in your party, just like you've been doing for yourself up till now. I'll make my own decisions about what to do too, but you can also give me specific commands and I'll take care of these first. Got it? Oh, one more thing. If you don't want me to fight on my own, you can always turn my gambits off. With my gambits turned off, I won't do anything until you give the word. You really should think about using gambits for yourself, you know. They can make managing a battle a lot easier. Well, ready to go? Man, wasn't Jin supposed to be somewhere in the south of the village? If we work our way around, we should find him. I don't even know if there's much to even look at right now. In that really early phase of the game, which I'm sure there's probably some kind of secret. I got a cotton cap. I love how their daggers look a lot more like knives.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think another thing is the way this game feels. It reminds me a lot of Final Fantasy XI. Just how attacks and stuff work. Yeah, my name's Jen. What's it to you? Nisha wants me to come back to the village, huh? It can be a problem. Let's see. Maybe my leg's better now. Nope, no good. Still hurts. I tripped running from some of the monsters. I guess I pulled something. I'm never going to get any sunstone made like this. I just needed to make one more to be finished for today. I didn't want to head back short, so I thought I'd give my leg a rest and try again. Why are you out here? Explain the situation. You need a sunstone, huh? Well, Masua doesn't mind. I'll give you a shade stone, but I'm still not sure I can walk yet. You'll have to turn it into a sunstone, okay? Don't worry, I'll tell you how. You do know that we use dark crystals and shade stones to make a sunstone, right? Yeah. There's some shade stone. As for the dark crystal, you'll find them all over Giza Plains. This stone right here beside me is one of the smaller ones. The bigger crystals have something inside that soaks up sunlight and the shines really bright. See that over there? If you take that shade stone I just gave you and bring it near one of those shining dark crystals, it will absorb the energy from it. There are 4 shining dark crystals in Giza right now. If you have trouble finding them, just stop and scan the horizon. There's no way to tell how much energy you can draw from any one crystal without trying. You shouldn't need to use all 4 though. This gauge will show how much energy the shade stone absorbs. When it's full, you'll have a full sunstone. Once you've made the sunstone, bring it to me and I'll make sure it's up to snuff. I'll go ahead and mark the dark crystals on your map too. See you back here when you're done. Oh. Okay. Hold the shade stone up to the crystal. Are these ponds supposed to have items in it? I didn't even check. Let's see. Oh, they do, and I've been walking past them. Pinello, you got. You gotta learn to be a little more stealthy. That's a big daddy right there. There's a couple big daddies. Yay, a very small amount of money. Those bird things are scary. Oh god, we're probably gonna get cut. Do we aggro them? I think we did. Maybe not. They just ran over and why? Ha! We protected ourselves. What? I was trying to open the chest. No, Pinello! Oh dear. You big dummy. God. You're just wasting my potions, Pinello. That's why I'm pushing the button too early. Did it say that the crystals heal? It'd be awesome if they do. Keep our eyes peeled for pots. Cut and stale. For shame. I'm curious if those bunnies give me something I should try to attack them for. I don't remember. Not bad. Maybe this won't take too long after all. So this is what the kids of Giza Plains do to make their way. Maybe one of them will take you on as an apprentice. Yeah. Let's just find the next crystal, okay? Nag. That thing's sleeping. I want to kill it though. For a reason to come over here? I don't see a shard. Free money. Shouldn't we have to help that kid back to camp? We got a sunstone. Let's take it back to Jin and see what he says. Sure, let's go. Oh, is it gonna auto walk me there? Hey, you've got the sunstone. Let's take a look. Seems okay to me. Not bad for city folk. So here's what happened. Masua always warning us to stay away from the werewolves, right? Well, a bunch of us decided we'd have a little contest to see who's the bravest. It started out as a lark, but Tot said that none of us kids living on the plains should be scared of monsters. I guess I got carried away. Don't let any of the grown-ups know though, okay? Poor kid. Good dad. Anyway, my leg's feeling better now. Let's head back to the village. I'll race you. Try and keep up. What is it that the Empire are going to defend Rabanastre from? Missed the opening lecture or World Affair? I don't know. It's more of like the Empire wanted Rabanastre. I don't remember why, and it doesn't. I don't even think it says in the beginning, but they play this role as they don't want a genocide. So they were trying to make a peace treaty with Rabanastre, but when they went to do this peace treaty, the king was murdered. And when the king was supposedly murdered by his own people to prevent the king from signing a treaty with the Empire. So the Empire has already planned to take over Rabanastre. You get it? They were trying to sign like an accord, and what happens in this, from what I can remember, what happens in this is the Empire does this and then ends up absorbing the state into their own thing. So they're trying to do it without warfare. Jin made it back home safe and sound. He is a good boy, but how his mind wanders. He never thinks of the worry it causes me. So like everybody hates the Empire because the Empire's like the big baddie, but they're not trying to do it through war. They're trying to do it through diplomacy. I'm sorry if he wants any trouble, or if he was in any trouble, please take these with my thanks. Yeah. Jin gave you a sunstone, yes? I hope it may be of some help to you. I'm a traveling Moogle. Trying to scrape by. I should be here with the Drawhold Kupo, but the monsters during the rains are too scary. The draw should last a while longer, but take care during the rains, Kupo. Those big lightning balls don't mess around. Would you like to buy a map? A fine purchase. You won't regret it. All right, so the Moogles are the same from Tactics, if I recall. It's just how this world depicts Moogles. This game is a little different. You can't already tell. I don't want to go to Low Town. Well, let me in this gate. Oh, well. I want to turn in the tomato clip. Which is this way. But I kind of want to say that this game feels like Dragon Age 2. Except without the repeated area. We want to go to the bar. I want to turn in my hunt target. Where's the dude? Oh, we can do another hunt while we're here. Where's dude man? Now the gates are open again. I want to collect some goods. Turning on my own phone. I'm supposed to go to the Giza Plains. Is it Tomja? Ah, Vaughn, defeated the rogue tomato, did you? I was worried you might not be ready for just yet. But you did a fine job. Here, the bounty for completing the hunt. You followed through on a hunt like a real professional. I'm going to let you in on a little something to help you out. Did you ever notice a Banga standing watch in front of the building in the north end? It might be worth your time to pay him a visit. Show him the clan primer I gave you and he'll let you inside. As for what's there, you'll have to see for yourself. Petitioner Gatsley. Seek brave souls for slaying a fearsome beastie. My future rests on your swift response. My name is Ghastly. Seek me out in the Sandsea Tavern. All right, Ghastly. Reveals petitioner can be found in the following location. The one I'm in. Gatsy. You're not. No, you're a Rabanastra. You're a barkeep. You're a barkeep. You're okay. We're in the Sandsea. Amja. Tavern master. I guess we're gonna have to talk to everybody. Telling us for one back. Nope, not you. There you are. You saw my bill? My bill to hunt Thextera? If you're looking for Ghastly, you found him. I want to shop over in the bazaar, but times have been tough, so I put in an order for some new goods, hoping to stir up some business. Put up something I own as collateral against the shipment. Trouble is, the beastie in the western sand has been attacking the caravan. As it happens, my goods are supposed to be arriving by way of the western sand too. If this Thextera were to attack, what are my goods? Please, you must okay. Now we're talking. Stalks the western stand in the region of Catella Downs. Okay. Caravan driver said that they were set upon along the cliff wall to your left as you leave the city via the whatever. And depending on you, if our shop goes under, my wife and I will be on the streets. All right, so we need to take the west exit. What was that shop that they told us to go to? Did y'all happen to catch that? Who I was supposed to talk to? Well, hopefully I can bring it back up as a quest log. Oh shit. This doesn't connect to anything. God damn it. I made a mistake. I thought I was going to connect down to the lower part. I was wrong. The person standing outside, right? Something about a primer. I've already forgotten. Son of a bitch. Wonder if it gives me a quest list. Oh dear. No. Don't y'all hate it when you've got tutorials that like have this? Oh, you need to look at everything. What is that? Arcadian citizen and their guests only inside the Aerodome today. Sorry, I have to ask you to leave. Aerodome. I don't remember that. The funny part, the main thing I remember about this game is the areas that I used to grind XP in. All right, we hit a new area. I'm going to run to the bathroom and then we'll pick up where I left off. So see you guys in just a second. Okay. Very big-eared Moogle. The Moogles in this game aren't like fat bear creatures. They're like more rabbit-like. I did wonder if they were trying to push away from the bear bat creatures or what. It was like a zoom out. I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, we need to kill the little one. What the heck? What the crap, man? What was that? It just instantly killed her. I'm going to take a look at her game. It's she's not even trying to heal. Oh, can I not adjust? Hold up. I guess I shouldn't have tried to steal from the hunt target. That's good enough. I'm not gonna go wandering too hard. Whoa! I was trying to save a potion. Rick. No, we're pointed towards where we need to go. Even though we can't see shit. Chain 10. Now we got our hunts out of the way, but there's still that thing that dude told me to talk to, and I just didn't catch it. I have really no idea what he said. This alleyway. Yeah, so here's a Moogle. They went from bear creatures to like either a bunny or a mouse. What'd y'all call that? That's a Moogle. I don't know who I'm supposed to talk to. Maybe I can talk to the barkeep again and he'll tell me. So I have to show him the primer. Guess I should have paid more attention. You did it. You brought down the Textera. Thank you. You saved me and my wife. This isn't much, but I want you to take it for helping us. Well, it's time I headed back to my shop. Say, you should stop by sometime. Maybe I'll have a little something for you. I'm afraid it won't be much, so don't go too far out of the way. But if you happen to be near the bazaar, say hello again. Near the bazaar. Hey Vaughn, tell me something you need help with. Did you ever notice a Baga stand and watch in front of a building? Baga in the north end. In front of a... Alright, standing watch, north end. Pay him a visit. By the way, okay. North end, Baga. Standing watch. We're looking for north end, Baga, standing watch. Not you. You're not a Baga. Baga's the lizard people. I think. In the north end. Baga stand and watch. The Empire wouldn't send anyone like Vane just anywhere. No. This says something about Dalmasca's importance to the Empire. You're not keeping watch on anything. Keeping watch over what? The most important thing in a fight, a level head on your shoulders. Beasts great and small roam abroad. Be sure you know which you face before charging into battle. Standing watch on the north end. You? Ah, you got your primer. So you have, well, you have, oh, you've got your primer. So you have, well, what are you standing about out here for? In with you. Can't quite recall your face. Are you new? Might want to pay special heed to what the folks inside have to say. Well, are you going in? Okay, let me in. All right, so this is where we're supposed to go. Are you new here, Kupo? My advice for you, always be sure to check for the latest bills. Never know when when a new one might be posted. No matter the notice board you check, the bills will be the same. So go to the nearest one and you're set. So Tamaj recommended you to the clan, did he? I bet he pretended he didn't even know about the clan hall. If he had told you where it was, he'd be in trouble. Finding the clan hall is one of the tests to join the clan. Where you go from here is up to you. You remember, are you? My name's Banzit. Banzit? I'm a hunter here in the clan Centrino. Pleased to meet you. Centrino seals. Kupo Po, yours is a new face. Are you a hunter? Welcome to our clan hall. I'm Monteblanc, founder of the clan Centrino. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Kupo. Our clan has a very strict entrance examination. You should begin yours at once, and you pass. Muggles are quick to make up their minds, Kupo. Here in the clan hall, you'll hear about... Wait. Why is my brain just like blanking today? Here in the clan hall, you'll hear about especially dangerous marks you won't find posted on any board the moment they rear their ugly heads. Well, get on with filing the necessary clan membership certificates. I'll be finished in no time flat. Kupo, I nearly forgot. Now that you're a member, you can make purchases from our clan shop in the Muthru Bazaar. Be sure to stop by. Oh, one more thing. The magics and techniques you learn on the license board come in real handy on a hunt, Kupo. If say you're thinking of that you'd like to make some adjustments to someone's board, well, Kupo, I'm the Moogle you need to come see. Happy hunting. What we have here, newcomer? Monteblanc's the founder of the clan, so be sure to show him the proper respect. Our job is to travel about accepting hunts from the boards, gathering news about marks that need to be dealt with right away, elite marks and the like. Yes, what is it you need? Kern? Yeah. How would you pronounce Krjn? Kurgen? Friend? Maybe? A hunter of the clan Centrino. To know my boundaries, did I join the clan? It is a wellspring of information about powerful marks. New clan member. I'm Baccarat. A pleasure, I'm sure. Unlike our other members, I cannot participate in the hunts. My specialty lies in the collection of information. If you have a question about one of your marks, ask and I'll tell you what you need to know. Is that it? Oh. Nice meeting you, fine folk. Wait, I didn't talk to you. What are you looking at? This ain't no place for children. Him, he's an exception. His parents were both hunters, and they were friends of mine to boot. That is until they set out on a hunt for this one most notorious mark. But I'll avenge them, be sure of it. I've been keeping an ear to the ground, listening for a sign of the mark ever since. That's what the place is all about. A deadly serious business. This not to be taken lightly, you hear. All right, we're a member of the clan. So that's done. So now we can, I think we're good. I just went the real long way. Oops. Where's the bazaar? Doesn't really say. It doesn't like let me look around the map. Other than like the exits. Oh. Oh. Yuri's magics. I guess I can just run up. Wait. I guess I can run up to the door and see what it is. That's their magics. Advanced techniques. Wait, I was trying to go. Damn it. I was trying to go to Lowtown. And it's on the other map. I want to see what these shop names are. Residence. I think a lot of this is more going to come into play when we got hunts.
Hey, Vaughn.
Hmm?
It's been a long time since we did anything together. Too long. I had a really good time. Well, I should probably be getting back to the store. Actually, I was kinda supposed to be watching the place for Miguelo. And Vaughn, try to stay out of trouble. For me.
Is it just me or does her recording sound differently?
If you weren't here, if something happened to you.
I'm not going anywhere, okay?
You know what I mean? Like, it sounds like they recorded at a different place or different microphones or something. The recording quality seems very different than Vaughn's and everybody else's. It's almost like a weird muffle sound. Oh. Ho ho. So you've got the Sunstone, have you? Hand it over, my boy, and I'll use it to give the Crescent Stone back its magic like I promised.
Now you'll be wanting to know how to sneak into the palace, eh? First you go to Storehouse 5. You know the one. 2 doors she has. Now the right takes Ban Ratsbane to his territorial hunting grounds in the sewer bottom. But that's not the way you'll go. No, you'll take the left door down into the Garum Scythe waterway. The waterway leads to a stair. The stair to the palace cellars. That's your way in. But don't go counting your gil just yet, my boy. Getting into the palace was the easy part. The way into the treasury is carefully hidden. That's where this Crescent Stone comes in. The magics it bears can open the hidden door to the treasury, you see. Listen, Vaughn, for the words I shall speak are most important, and not to be forgotten. Do you understand? The Signet yearns for Sunstone strength to light the clouded way. Once in the palace, you'll find the Signet tile, very important. Give to it the sun's power, and it will light your path. Very well. Oh, a warning. Be aware that if you're caught, you'll spend the rest of your short life rotting in the Nalbina dungeons. So, look sharp, my boy. And don't go running off before you're ready. Plans freshly hatched have a habit of tumbling from the nest straight into the hunter's stew pot.
Yeah, we're going straight in. Why would we plant? F that. I'm just go straight on in.
Squads 3 through 6 are in place. They stand ready. So far, the Imperials haven't noticed a thing.
Then go now and hurry the others. By nightfall, we must ensure all our men are in place.
Sir. Sir.
All right. Did it mark my map? Sweet. What do you got? Ain't hard sold nothing today. Can't expect the likes of these to put up hard gill though. Oh well, go ahead and take a look. Onion bombs. Get up to the top. I think there's a, yeah. I want to check this other merchant. What do you got? Onion bolts. Wise kites here. Hey Vaughn, I finally worked out how to get the door on the left side open. I hope there's something in there besides rats. I wanted to go in first, so I waited for you to come before I opened it. Well, that's one of the reasons I waited. Thing is, I'm gonna need some special tools to open the door. Gonna need you to fetch them for me. I know. Not that the most exciting thing to do, is it, huh? I'm just messing with you. I've got everything I need ready to go. Hang on, I'll open it. God damn it, kites. Let's see. Yeah, that should do it. Huh. Ugh. It's open. Now we've got a whole nother place to explore. Oh, I almost forgot. Take these with you before we go. No telling what's down there. Might come in handy. Okay. Waterway. Mylan's done the Ivalice raids. Look familiar? Multiple doors. Well, it's not going to show me. Kill some rats. Rat out of Firestone? Yo. I think the rats give me a bigger, more XP than those other mobs were. I need to keep a lookout on those for potions. Night cross. Yay. That will come in handy if we ever get blinded. Oh, I was gonna see if it'll let me go up there and be like hidden treasure. But that back kind of hurt. What is hurting the rats? Before we even get here. That's strange. Oh, that ruined my chain? That's bad. What's that blonde thing? Vaughn, you need to attack faster, man. They're daggers. Oof. Did you hurt? I can't tell. Did they hurt? Do the bat first. Yeah, these things aren't aggressive. Oh, really? You got a sliver of health left? What a dick. Woo! Y'all trying to get spicy on me here. Are you gonna attack it? Oh my god. Just like looking at it. Oh, come back, you little shit. Oops. Aw. No chest there. How much XP are these given? down here. Looks like there might be an item down here. Or no, never mind. Just a remedy. Oh, the plant palace is just up the stairs. No, let's go ahead. We gotta get out of the tutorial. We're still technically in the tutorial. Uh-oh. I just went to the bathroom and he's just showed up. Dang it, Va. Can I pause it? I don't think I have a cutscene yet anyway. Obtained a map of the royal palace. Your location and map in this area is complete. Sweet. You will not be able to leave this area easily. You may wish to save your game on a new file. Fine. Okay. And ooh, I've got 68 points. I don't know about this. I might just wait. Because there's nothing I can really do right now. I have to go through both pages. I don't know why I didn't list the other mom. Still a dagger. I could technically get that to increase my HP. I don't remember. Does the licenses expect you to have the like light armor 2 first? It feels like that would just be a waste of LP if you end up just getting the 3. I think it opens up more as you go. Okay. Yeah, that opens up. Okay. That's right. I don't have to wait for anything. Oh, won't we, bro? All right. We saved it just in case, I guess. I've not seen you around. Were you hired especially for the feat tomorrow? Then you should be waiting over around the stairs down the corridor to the end. Ooh. Appreciate it. The times passed when the royal house flourished. A court painter gifted 2 signets to the king, one of the hawk, one other of the lion. While neither became the official seal of our kingdom, the king liked them and so placed them in the halls of the palace. You can see the actual articles here on the floor above. I can't look up. I like how I'm just like looting the palace. Those are the emperor's stuff. I hope the feat goes down with quick. There's something I want to see on the upper floor. Who you know? Did you see the parade for the new council? I had to work. Missed the whole thing. Come to think of it, I missed the Lady Ash's wedding parade too. Have you gathered up all of the occasionals? Good. You'll be cleaned up, or you'll be on cleanup duty when the feat's over. Wait here until we're ready for you. No one goes to the upper floor unless we give you the order. Step out of line and you will be punished. Okay. We'll let you know what to do shortly. Just a little longer, please. When I told my friend I'd be helping at the feat this morning, she got jealous and spent all afternoon trying to think of a way to sneak in. Huh. I thought she could even. I thought I'd be able to see Lord Vane, but they have me to clean up. Too bad, huh? Having myself a little exploration around the palace. Lots of interesting things in there, and the guards to make sure I don't take them. Clean up for the feet. Maybe there'll be some leftover treats. Wait here until wait here until I have further directions for you. Why is my brain just having trouble reading today? What's he doing? Trying to go upstairs. Trying to go upstairs, aren't you? You're hungry. I don't blame you. An empty stomach make me want to crash that fate too. No. You're trying to hide it. Look here. I'll help you out. Okay. So press X to call the guard. I'll handle him when he comes and you make it for the stairs. Get too close and he's liable to notice you. Let's give her a try.
Over here.
Now's your chance. Keep going. Easy. What was it old Dallin said? The signet yearns for sunlight strength to light the clouded way. But there was more. Oh yeah. Once in the palace, you'll find the signet tile. Give it to the sun's power and it will light your way. It's like I've got a signet to find. Oh. Where will it be? There's guards there. Oh. Gonna have to use shout commands.
Hey, Buckethead.
It's the hawk signet.
Hello.
Oh. The damn dude right there. This guy. Oh, he doesn't have his back to me. All right, so I wanted to pull these guys in circles. It was like
Over here. Hey, Buckethead.
okay. Kind of stacks them up there. I don't know what to do with that guy though. Because there's 3 dudes right there. No.
Over here.
Didn't come.
Hello.
This guy doesn't want to come over here.
Hey, Buckethead.
All right, so they don't move, I guess.
Hello.
I'm gonna get caught right here. Oh, I didn't. Oh, so as long as I don't get too close to them, we're good. Okay. The lion. Is that what we're looking for? Yeah. Beautiful signet painted on the floor. It appears to be the representative of the lion. The light of the sun flows into the signet. The hidden way is lit. Oh shit. Where's the hidden way at?
Hey, Buckethead.
Doesn't look like it's down here at all. We can't go down there. Okay. So I need to pull all these guys back down. Since neither one of these are lit. Son of a bitch.
Hello?
I love how I'm still just walking right in front of them. And it doesn't seem to fucking matter.
Over here.
And we're gonna have to go that way.
Hey, Buckethead.
Hawk signet. Wait a minute. I can't go any further. Was I not paying attention to something? I think I wasn't.
Hello?
I'm falling into bad habits of snoozing an alarm in the middle of my sleep again. Uh-oh. We'll end up being late. Yeah, I have to pull these guys down anyway. So it was one of those air.
Buckethead.
Oh shit! I want to go to her. I went a little too far. I need to pay attention a little more to the signet. I thought it was gonna stay lit. Nothing stayed lit.
Over here.
It already says it's been lit. There's something not quite right about this wall. Okay, I have to check each wall. I'm feel really dumb now.
Hello?
I don't think you've ever played this one. I played it when it launched. I haven't played it since. Been a long time. Oh, it just, you couldn't tell because the draw distance. Cool. Well, that takes care of the secret passage. Now where's this treasure? Hey, watch it. Guess it's not leaving me much choice. There's more to this wall than meets the eye, but what is it? What? Press the switch. Hear a click from behind. The door is the transformer. Well, found some gold.
Huh?
quite a performance.
Who are you?
I play the leading man. Who else? Fran, the Magicite.
Now then, I'll take that.
No, you won't. I found it. It's mine.
And then when I take it from you, it'll be mine. Exit stage right.
The gods do not smile on us.
I like it better that way.
So, how are you gonna feel about having Fenris's voice in like a pretty boy sky pirate? This ought to be interesting. You've obtained the goddess Magicite. When you got up earlier, I was afraid you weren't going to be here for his debut. New items. But I want free shit. I'm so comfy, I don't want to get out of bed. I want to take another little sleep. Don't you have work today? Today's your Friday. Go get it over with, man.
What's going on?
The Ifrit, eh? That's quite an entrance. Impeccable timing. If I didn't know better, I'd say they were waiting all along. Stop running!
I have time to put in if I'm late though. I have like 8 hours. If you say so.
You have something that belongs to me. Damn!
All this way!
Fran, let's move!
So you could just go or take another hour of sleep. I mean, your call.
Off with you.
You can actually get this mount in 14, by the way. This is the mount from Boja, if I'm not mistaken.
What's going on, Fran?
I don't know. It's not heating me.
Don't have time for this.
I'm slipping.
Not good.
Why is adulting so hard? It just fucking is.
What happened? Our hover didn't just drop. It disappeared.
Ah, forget it. Even if we could fly, the Ifrit's playing with fire, and I'd rather not get burned. We'll go the old-fashioned way. Not many Viera where you come from, thief?
It's Vaughn. Sorry.
Well, Fran is special in that she deigned to partner with a Hume.
Oh? Like a sky pirate that chooses to steal through the sewers.
Pirates? You're sky pirates? So you have an airship?
It's both here. Listen, thief, Vaughn, if you ever want to see your home again, you'll do exactly as I say. Myself, Fran, and you, we're working together now. Understood?
Don't even think you're getting this.
The thought never crossed my mind.
Yeah. So This was always my complaint about the game, is they should just delete Vaughn and the whole game should start with Balthier, or have Vaughn as a side character and the main character be Balthier and Fran. That would have been a much better start, I think. Vaughn, there's something I want to check out before we set out. As I thought, you don't know much about gambits yet, do you? Listen carefully. I don't care to repeat myself. For each gambit, you can combine one action with a target for that action. Example, you can arrange that cure be cast on an ally whose HP falls below 50%. Useful that. Of course, one error in judgment and you could well find yourself throwing punches at the same ally. If you're a good head on your shoulders, it should come easily enough. I fear a more detailed explanation is in order. This is the gambit screen. You can reach it from the party menu. To create a gambit, you need to only select an action and a target for that action. Here, let me show you. I'll start by changing the action of one of my gambits. So, Vi, this is very much like the system in Dragon Age Origins, right? What was that system called? They had that stuff you could like tell them exactly what to do or whatever. Now, whenever an ally gets hurt, I toss a potion his way. Cunning, huh? Yeah, the tactics menu. Of course, that's a sure way to go through our stack of potions. So let's adjust the target to make sure that things don't get out of hand. Now, I've only ever used potions when an ally's HP drops below 70%. That should be a little more bearable. Nothing in it really. You can set a gambit's action to more or less any ability you have at your disposal. List of actions. Targets aren't so simple. You'll have to pick up new ones from the Gambit shop. So like in this game, I guess well, not guess, I know you buy your tactics. But that isn't all. You can also prioritize your gambits allow me. This gambit is the first lot, also takes priority. As it stands now, even if an ally's HP starts to fall below there be foes near, I'll only attack. For which I could rightly be criticized. In general, it's better to prioritize healing before attacking. Vitality before violence, if you like. Oh. Another thing, you can turn gambits off and on from the gambit screen as well on the battle menu. Of course, gambits won't do you much good if they're turned off. Still, discretion is often the better part of valor. If you need to beat a hasty retreat, try turning gambits off first. It's okay to fall back when your allies insist on picking a fight. Did I mention you can have up to 3 gambit sets for each member of your party? Set a few to suit the situation or match the mood. Feel like cracking some skulls? Make a set. Rather indulge your magic fancies? Make a set for that too. You'll have to get comfortable with the gambits first though. Once you feel that it's in your bones, you're ready. Well, that's long and short of it. I'll set my gambits as they were before we started. Feel free to change them if you like. Well, I like to come across new actions and targets, so don't be afraid to experiment with new gambit combinations. But don't put all your faith in one combination. With each passing day, the world finds new and exciting ways to kill man. Be flexible. If you find yourself up against beasts that can't take well to fire, create a gambit to cast fire on nearby enemies. Or whatever. Likewise, should we face creatures that use poison, a gambit to cast poison or poisoned on poison allies might come in handy. A bit much to take in. Don't let it worry you. You're in good company. Yes, these sewers are thick with bones of others who had similar difficulties. Let's be off, shall we? Gambits. Now you got first aid. Critical using your target attack. So you're just double attack. Oh.
Insurgents. Most like they thought to take advantage of a lax watch at the palace while the fate's on. To feed the good consul a length of steel for his supper. I should think Vane used to such hospitality. Clever. He used himself as the bait to draw them near, and then sent in the air brigade. A fine bloody banquet. I dare say I've soiled my cuffs. If a dungeon's waiting for us at the end of the night, it had best have a change of wardrobe.
Balthier made this damn game. Although, I'm one of the few people that really like Bosch, so that'll be fun. Alright. Map. What button is it? Oh, it's select. Okay. Against better judgment, you're getting up. Well, I mean, work is work. I wonder why people didn't like the combat in this game. I mean, other than the game will play itself after you get a certain set of gambits. I don't know. I really don't understand the hate for this game because there was quite a bit. I don't know. I've been working the same job for many years, Bree, and like sometimes I wonder like why I still do it. Like there'll be days that you just wake up and just like, man, I don't even want to work anymore. But when you get responsibilities, you have like rent or a mortgage or a family or something like that, your body just pulls itself up and it's just like, well, I have to do it. I don't have a choice really. And that's why I do it anyway. Although after what happened last week, I'm back to being motivated again. I had pretty much lost all motivation for where I had worked because it had been like 10 years since I had received any kind of not really a promotion, but been 10 years since I had gotten my promotion and a pay raise. So I was still being paid the same from 10 years ago, which I feel like I lowballed myself into that position at the time to begin with. So I was long overdue for what I got. And now that I have received it, it's motivated me more to be like at work again. Because I mean, I was at the point where I was just like, man, I don't even want to be here. And I feel like a lot of employers don't really realize that when you mistreat your employees, they're underpaid or under benefits or too much of a workload, they lose the like drive. You know what I mean? They start working. I want to say they start putting less energy in, less effort, and you get less from them. I don't understand why employers don't realize that. If they don't have motivation, if they're just gonna do what they have to do to stay there or to pull a paycheck, and that'll be it. That'll be all they do. I used to call it, you need a carrot on a stick. If there is no carrot, what's the fucking point? You'll have people like me that absolutely have to do it because I don't have any other choice, but they're not they won't go the extra mile. I'm not advocating that you should always do that or anything. I'm just saying that Can you shoot that? I just think that they should think about that. You want better productivity and all that. Make it worth it to the employee. You're already there? That's just where I've been. What's steel? First aid. That's going on. Okay. First aid's kind of weak there. I missed my first aid. Why is that missing? Oh, does it have to be on allies? Maybe that's why. Damn it. Let me fucking potion. No. No. Oh, I have to do it like this. Okay. A new supervisor is, let's just say, he's struggling. The last time I asked him to help us out because we had a lot of customers in the parking lot, he pretty much said he had to go to lunch and left. Called my other supervisor to tell her to help and explained what happened. So like he's pretty much on the way out, on the way out the door. I would just tell their boss. If it was me, that's what I would do. Oh, y'all are just gonna attack it anyway. Okay. Ooh, that's getting spicy. Oh, they're butt buddies. That's always bad. And it always sucks when you got some like a pretty much nothing you can do about it. That situation. That always fucking blows. Usually though, when I have like, see, I'm a manager, so I have employees that kind of end up like that. And I get in like these weird situations where I can't fire people. So, I just forget they're there. They'll do like the absolute bare minimum, but they don't want me to fire them because we have a hard time keeping people on the night shift. So I just pretend like they're not there. I don't count work getting done by them, so I just ignore it. You want donuts? They're not going to give you donuts. Mm-hmm. It's
be next?
Ash.
Close ranks, bring her down.
Jump down! Hurry!
She's not alone.
Our ranks grow by the hour.
And our troubles with them.
Let's don't attack the protected one. I guess it doesn't matter. Oh well, I guess I'll actually get ready, get to work. Smell you later. You have a good one. We're gonna pretty much get out of here and then call it a night.
You all right?
Thank you.
I'm Vaughn, and this is Balthier, and hey! What's your name?
Amalia.
Amalia, huh? Nice to meet you.
There were others with me. I'm sorry. No.
Huh?
Oh, now isn't that impressive?
Don't get any ideas. I said it's mine.
I'm afraid the jury's still out on that one.
You stole that?
Yeah.
Have you finished? When the guards don't report in, they'll come looking for us.
If they aren't already.
You should come with us. Better than being by yourself.
Very well.
What's wrong with her?
You have a lot to learn before we even get started on your thievery.
What's that mean?
The situation requires I accept such help as I find, though it be from thieves. I shall accompany you until we find my companions, no longer.
Very formal.
Let's think of her as a guest then. Unlike Fran or myself, our guest probably won't be taking orders from anyone anytime soon, and she'll leave when she pleases. So we keep to our affairs and she to hers. I doubt we'll find her wanting in valor, being such an upstanding member of the insurgents.
Resistance.
Malia joins the party.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Unlike other party members, guests can only use certain actions and abilities. Okay. Yay for high potion. It's a blob. A couple of three blobs. What is wrong with her hand? Do you see the texturing of that hand? Everything's all like high detail and the dang hands are just awful. Balthier got blinded. I think it's there. No, there it is. Fran's getting wrecked over here. Dude, just die. There we go. Yo! Vaughn! Going crazy over here. Or Balthier. Can I drop you, my bro? I should have done that earlier. And we win. We have officially killed Flan. I don't know if you guys are like Flan. It's a nice custard treat. And that's in their drinking water. That's pretty sad. And yes, Fran puts an arrow in her mouth. I forgot she even did that. What's guys the way? My victory pose. Stick the arrow in the mouth. Yeah, rabbit. Needs a big toothpick for those big rabbit teeth. Oh. Poor Fran. That didn't work. What about Phoenix Town? Oh, is it not let me target with it? Oh. Dude, they love to blind out there. Holy crap. No more targets. It's right there. We have received the glass jewel. Is that a new dagger? No, what did I just get? No. This is one of those. I don't know. I didn't catch what it was. Yep. Hope they all switched. Oh, they didn't. They all decided to attack the toad first. Well, after that boss battle, that was going to be it. He's gonna hurt. Wonder if she uses her own ethers. Or is she just gonna use mine? Let's see. Oh, a longsword. Oh. Mud. Would have to unlock it. Unlock it. Unlock it. Oh, there's no item here either. Oh well. They don't want to get their feet wet. This appears to be the mechanism for operating the sluice gates currently locked in place. We have to come back in here at some point. Doobie. Hi. Where did you come from? Why are you down here with all this water? Fire main. No, no, Gambit. Nothing to steal. Well, that's boring. Oh, we're dead already. That was fast. She was curing him. Oh, you idiot. There. Go back to you. Item. Antidote. How do I... No, I want to control you. It says it's locked. Oh, there we go. D-pad. And why is Vaughn the one tanking? He's a thief. Probably should be Ash. Yeah, we're getting healed. Stack and a quarter. This thing is hitting for 68 per hit. All right. Is it dead? It's weak in the knees. I think it's the boss fight we have to come back for later. I think it's actually a hunt target.
Stand where you are.
Now's not the time.
It leaves that house.
They think me some common thief.
Better than a common assassin.
These people have done nothing. Release them.
What are you doing?
Don't interrupt me. I'm thinking.
Wait!
Where'd
He
you
didn't
think
know
you
what he
were
was
going?
doing. You have to let him go. You have to.
Pinello! Sorry. That dinner will have to wait.
I told you.
That's enough!
Leave him alone.
Hold on to this for me, would you? Just until I bring Vaughn back.
On your feet, you, over here!
All right. Edgy, aren't we?
It's Paul Fear, my brother. What does that philanderer think he's doing? I was to kill Balthier, not those addle-pated Imperials.
So, after we've snuck into the Death Star, we're taken captive. Trespassing, sure he didn't know what he was doing,
I
right?
brought you some of those flowers you like. Galbana lilies. Remember? You always said how they smelled nice and how pretty they were. Remember? The king. Did you? Were you really a part of it? Even if you were, Captain Bosch must have tricked you into it.
I don't even remember Rex living. I don't remember that. Okay. I was about to say, like, I was pretty sure Rex was dead. I was like, man, is my memory this bad? Yeah. I was like, I don't think he did.
You're awake.
Where are we?
Prison, where else? More a dungeon, but it's really all the same.
His vest seems very non-functional. You know?
Relax, it's just a corpse. Jump at every little thing down here and you'll wear yourself out. It's not even a proper dungeon. They just sealed off the bottom level of the fortress. Take a look around. We're not the first they've thrown down here.
Where's Fran?
She's off trying to find us a way out.
Oh.
Remember what curiosity killed? Just a friendly word of advice. This is all the water we've got. I'd save your strength if I were you.
Oh. We're in the dungeons. Now direct me to a save point. All right, this is where we're ending tonight. Thanks everybody for hanging out tonight. I appreciate it. Big shout out to Boba Fett, Bobo Chat for the raid tonight. I've got Star Wars on the brain. We're gonna be back tomorrow. I don't know what time. My son's we're doing his birthday party tomorrow, and I'm probably gonna play some Minecraft with him. So I don't know what time I'm gonna start stream. And if for some reason something comes up, I may not even stream, and we'll see. So yeah, y'all have a good one, and Bree, go to work. Thanks to everybody for being here. I'm actually running late, so I need to go ahead and go. Y'all have a good night. I'm not going to raid anybody. We're just going to call it here. So y'all have a wonderful one. Thanks for being awesome. See y'all.